much. We got some other questions. Yes?
I just have an easy color question.
Sure.
I painted my kitchen in Benjamin Moore light blue.
Right.
And my living room in hiking trail.
Oh, you know your colors. Look at this girl, eh? That's fantastic.
And I've got a stairwell that goes in between, and I'm just wondering what would be a good color to paint the stairwell. And the stairwell has an oak railing, but I had that stained darker.
Right on. Good. So we have hiking trail and light blue, and we're now questioning the hallway. And this is a 2-story house. At the top of the stairs, what's on the floor?
There's stairs and then a landing, and then stairs get into
Okay. And is it carpeted?
Yes.
And what color carpeting is it? Green? Cream. Good. So hiking trail itself, for those of you that don't know Benjamin Moore's colors right off, is, let me just see if I can find it quickly here for you. It's along this line. I think it's a little bit deeper than this one, but just for speed, I'll show you. It's about like this. And the light blue is really more of a gray blue, isn't it? Is it? It's bluish? It's bluish.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Because I'd like to see you throw another neutral in there, but based on the hiking trail, it's going to need to be a little bit more on the gray side as opposed to too creamy, because hiking trail has a little bit more of a pinky undertone, and that you need to please, otherwise you'll get it feeling pink in a big hurry. So let me just show you the type of color I would be thinking of. And you want to keep it light because I think you said this is a townhouse, so you're light limited in that staircase almost always. So really good use of mirrors would be good for you. If you've got a big wall that's really uninterrupted, go to IKEA and buy the biggest mirror you can get. They have a lovely one that's about this wide in a dark brown frame, $129, so great deal. And you might even want to think about placing 2 laterally rather than one big one, just to create some rhythm and style, and to not have the space feel too tall. So by placing 2 mirrors laterally, you'll be opening up the space and making it feel wider. So coming to I know it's not a really zippy color, but you really have to keep that whole area feeling lighter, airier, and something that's still up and coming with a trend that's going to look good with hiking trail and chocolate browns is this color. I'm going to give you a snipping of that today. This one is called cement gray. Don't let the gray part put you off too much. It actually will feel lovely and warm because its true undertone is not really pink, but it's pink enough to work with that hiking trail and not make it feel pinker. Avoid anything that has a green undertone. It won't work with your hiking trail. Okay?
I was thinking of doing my powder room in a green.
If you go to a green, you can. It just needs to be a cool green as opposed to a sagey green. So let me pick you a green that'll work. Because you know what? Almost anything will work. It's making sure that the character of the color is shared, right? So hiking trail is a little bit more on the cooler, grayer, pinker side. So when we pick your green, just find one here for you.
Should I also use this color in my main entryway?
Yes, the more consistent you can keep that, the better. And if you were to go to a green, you'd be better off almost in that tealy green with a chocolate brown. And that'll keep it sophisticated enough to work with the hiking trail. So I'll give you a little bit of this one as well. And you know what? A chocolate brown ceiling in that bathroom would look gorgeous with this. I'll pick you a chocolate brown as well. So you see your colors together? Isn't that nice? Yeah. And by doing the chocolate brown on the ceiling, you really play magic with color, because that's when color does its job. You've changed the proportion of the room. by putting a darker color on that ceiling, we bring the ceiling down a bit, and for all you tall guys, you don't have to go in there and duck anymore or anything like that. It's something you almost don't even notice, but it visually will bring the ceiling down a little bit, but push the walls out. So all of a sudden that powder room feels twice as big. If you really wanted to play with that technique, you could do 3 equal horizontal bands of a similar tone of that green, and you'd really expand the feeling of that room and avoid having to do anything like wallpaper or something that's going to cost a little bit more money. So let me just snip these for you.
With a darker ceiling like that, what kind of a light fixture would you then put in there?
What kind of style? What kind of style do you want it to feel like?
Originally, I was thinking of putting a small chandelier in there, but
so you want it to feel a little glitzy, glammy?
Yeah, because the floor is it's a shiny ceramic.
Okay, so
it's a beige with a little bit of brown going through.
Okay, and it's interesting to talk about shine, because shine also determines a little bit of style. And when you've got something that's shiny like that, you kind of have to keep it up. You can't use wrought iron. You've got to, go to things that are equally shiny and equally glitzy. So, yeah, going with a little chandelier, probably to a dark brown metal, but still having, those little touches of glam on it. And I'm going to give you the lighter versions of that green as well. So if you do decide to do that horizontal banding with the chocolate ceiling, it will look gorgeous. And chocolate brown will be a great towel color accent for you. Also very handy, but it doesn't show the dirt. When it's a guest bathroom, it's nice. So there's some colors for you for today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, other questions? Yes? There we go, we got you on stage now.
We have a century home, and one room is such a dilemma. It's an old kitchen.
Okay.
There's an extension that is a complete new kitchen.
Yes.
So the old kitchen has 5 doors.
Okay.
So, and it's a small room. It's 10 by 11.
Okay.
So I do have some.
All right, I'm going to steal some pictures from you. Can everybody hear the situation we're dealing with here is an older kitchen that's a wall of doors.
Well,
wow, good for you. You built me a room. Check this out. This is fantastic. I love the effort. This is fantastic. Right on. Okay, so this gives me a good idea.
So what I'd like to do in there is make a laundry room, obviously. So I'd have a main floor laundry instead of in the basement.
Yes.
And I'd like to try to put a 2-piece bathroom in there as well.
Okay.
But because of all the door situations, I'm just stuck with what to do.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I'm willing to give up 1 door or maybe even 2 doors.
Okay.
There's a door to the outside.
So you have a door to the front hallway, door to the dining room, doorway to the kitchen, and doorway to outside. And we have an existing hot water rad there?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's small. It's only 2 inches high.
Okay, good. Alrighty. Yeah, and it's a 13 by 11 foot space. So of all of the doors that you're willing to give up, which one would it be?
Either going outside, that could be turned into a window, or going into the dining room, because we can go into the kitchen from another area.
Okay. And how close is your next access to outside?
We have sliding patio doors in the kitchen,
In
the new kitchen.
Okay. So you're right. I think that we do need to give up a door, and it's more just to accommodate so that we can get a powder room in here for you, right? And you don't have a lot of other areas where you can kind of fit things in. You're either going to lose the door to outside or the doorway to the kitchen, one or the other, right?
Doorway to the dining room.
Okay. But looking at your space here, the door to the outside is going to be the best one to give up. Plus, I really like that we can convert that one into a window, because we won't be spoiling any of the architectural feature of outside either by installing a window. And many times the Century Homes has a lot of detailing in and around the window that we really just don't want to give up. It's probably beautiful. Is the house brick or is it siding or?
It's full brick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. And I'm an old home lover, so yeah, for those of you, I don't know how many of you can see this picture. Beautiful old century house, lovely porch. So this door that goes to outside, can I see it in any of these pictures?
No.
Okay, so it goes out to like a side area.
It's a little side porch.
Yeah.
It's just like a little, I don't know, like a little mudroom thing.
Right, right. Yeah, I'd love to spend a little bit more time talking about this because, you know, the placement of the toilet and everything else is really critical. You still have underneath open that you can access all of that sort of thing.
The basement's unfinished, so yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe sit down with you and talk about where that's going to go, and I may not be able to answer many color questions for you today, but of all of the doors that I would be giving up, it would be the door to outside, putting that window in. What were you planning on putting on the floor in this area?
It connects with the front hall and the front entranceway, and we're going to do probably a travertine.
Okay. Yep, and you're thinking like a travertine in along, thanks for your samples today, these have been very handy. Is it a travertine along this kind of line is what you're thinking?
We're looking at the oblong sheets.
Yep, okay. And there again, you know, you want to go a little bit to the bigger size, don't go small. And creamy is going to be nice for you. I just think I'm going to need to spend a little bit of time on your floor plan. I'm sorry, I can't give you more answers than that today.
I've been spending about a year and a half trying to figure out what to do with that room.
You're really going to want to, because it's a room of doors, and this applies to a lot of people, I'll get to you at the end. A lot of people have this scenario where it's a hallway of doors, so you really want to minimize your contrast of what your wall color is to what your trim color is. Because as soon as we accentuate that by making it a darker area, we really see every single one of those doors. So if it was me, even whether it becomes a laundry room or a powder room or whatever, and given the setting that you have, I would be beadboarding the entire space, tongue and groove, and painting it white. Or a version of white or a version of cream that you have established in the house. And the reasoning for that being is that we create architectural interest and texture through using something like tongue and groove, but we haven't made such a color statement that we've made those doors really obvious. And we have a product then that you're putting on the doors as well as the wall that really isn't a sheen level difference, so we're really minimizing contrast altogether. And the benefit of that is we're using a semi-gloss both on your doors, your trim, and your walls. So your whole area is going to remain extremely functional, and the best design always follows function first. So by putting tongue and groove in there and painting it with a semi-gloss, you're going to be able to scrub it from now till doomsday. So if it was me, I would be tongue and grooving the whole area. If you want it to feel warmer and a little bit more authentic to the house, you could tongue and groove the ceiling as well and stain that a color so you bring some warmth back into the space. But the ceiling is the place to have the color and the most unbroken of things, because it's the most unbroken space you've got. Really, every other wall has something going on. So minimizing there and adding some warmth onto the ceiling, and I like the idea of tongue and groove and staining it, you know, one of these types of tones that's conducive to the age of the house.